Okay, gentlemen, today we will cover how to go about some important aspects of personal information questionnaire, which is popularly known as PIQ form, right? So let's see. I'm not going to cover everything how you're going to fill up a PIQ form because it's given in Hindi and English. You're all educated people, you can read it and fill it up. But what I am going to give you is from SSB point of view, what does it mean when you fill up a particular information, or what is important and relevant that you must fill up. Before I start, let me break the myth. Some people calling it that PIQ is Janamkundli of yours, right? I don't think it's Janamkundli, because Janamkundli is the one which gives predictions about your future, and PIQ form is a certification by you of your achievement of what you have done till date. So, this is the sum total of what you are and what you have achieved till date. That projection is PIQ form. And based on this PIQ form, the interviewing officer will try and assess whether you are a suitable person to be recommended or no, right? So let's call it a certificate of your achievements rather than calling it a Janam Kundli of yours, right? So now, see, this first column is basically whatever has come to you in the form of a letter. You can fill it up from there. Your name in capitals is no big deal. Then is your father's name. Now, here I would like to bring out one point, that if your father is from the forces, then do mention his rank here. Do not simply write his name, because rank of a army person is part of his name. If he is serving, it's okay, you put the rank, and if he is retired, then you can suffix retired at the end of his name, right? Now let's move on to the fourth column, which is place of maximum residence, place, district, and state. Now here, do not write the house number or something, that we are not interested in. What we are interested in is which place you are staying. For example, say you say Jawahar Nagar, Jalandhar, Punjab. So you've given the place, district, and state. Then it says approximate population of the place. Now, this is basically to find out what kind of a place you come from. If you come from a rural area, it's got a different connotation. If you come from an urban area, it's got a different connotation. So it is with that effect you are supposed to write. Now, if you do not know the population of the place, what you can do is you can uh, multiply the approximate number of houses by say 4, and that will give you approximate population of the place. The column A, B, and C all may be different for people whose parents are under frequent postings like in defense forces. Otherwise, if you've stayed at one place, then it may be same for some people. Then column 4C also says whether district headquarter or no. So if your place is also part of the district headquarter, say yes, otherwise you can say no. Then we come to the column 5, which says state and district, religion. Now religion, of course, army is asking, but let me assure you, it is only for statistical purposes. Otherwise there is nothing reserved based on religion, or we don't take any cognizance of this. Next column is whether SC, ST, OBC. Now this is a kind of a question which is asked to you, whether you are SC, ST, or OBC. So if you are not, you belong to general category, simply say no. If you are from SC, ST, OBC, say yes. But again, let me reiterate, there is no reservation for any kind of categories so far in defense forces. Then is mother tongue, date of birth, whether you are married, single, or widower, which is self-explanatory. Now this sixth column is important, which says, are your parents alive? Yes or no? If they are yes, there is no issue. But if there is no, then what was your age when your father or mother expired? This is basically, we want to know that if it had any impact on your upbringing after that. How have you taken it personally? So that is what we want to uh, find out. Then is the details of your family, which says father, his education, what is his occupation, and some of you don't even know what is the salary of your father. So please find out from your father what is the income. If he is employed somewhere, it's easier, but if it is, say, a farmer or doing some business, then it becomes difficult to find his monthly income. And remember, it's a monthly income. Do not write annual income here. That will give a poor impression as to you not understanding what is being asked. Your mother, if she is working, you can fill up details. Otherwise, you can write housewife and income can be nil. If your mother and father you have filled up, you don't have to fill up this guardian portion. Guardian is only if your father is not there, then of course you can fill up this guardian thing. Then there are two columns for elder brother or sister, and there are two columns for younger brother or sister. Mark appropriate column before you move further. Now, this is important. When you fill up your details in the seventh column about your education, now it says name of the institution, board or university, year in which you passed out. Then it says division and marks percentage. Now, division is of course first, second, or third division. Marks percentage is always out of 100. So these days we've got a system of CGPA, but he's not asking you CGPA. It's like, if you write CGPA there, that means I'm asking you what is the cost of this product in rupees, and you tell me it's $3. Right? You've told me the cost, but that doesn't serve my purpose. I'm asking you in rupees. So if I am asking you what is your percentage, then you convert your CGPA into percentage and write here. Medium of instruction, Hindi or English, border or day scholar. Borders are the people who are going in the who are staying in the hostel, and day scholars are the people who go in the morning and come back to their home in the evening. Now, this column is important where you can showcase if you've topped any subject, you come first in your school or college, or if you've been a monitor of the class, you've been a house captain or a school captain. So, do make a mention here. You can showcase that achievement that you've got it here. Now, what happens is here when you fill up your marks, now it is relevant from the point of view. Suppose you've got um say 90% marks in 10th class, in 12th class you got say 60% marks, and then in graduation again you went up to 70% marks. So basically you got a drop of 30% from say 10th class to 12th class. So obviously the question will be asked, why your percentage dropped so much? We will cover about this when we cover the interview portion of this. uh, Also, if there is any gap between your educational years, if you've taken a drop between your 12th and graduation, or between 10th and 12th, then you should be ready to answer for that gap, because I want to know as an interviewing officer that you've put that drop to good use, right? So if you've done a post graduation, you can fill up the details here. Otherwise, you can leave it blank for NDA or TES categories. We move on to the next page of the PIQ form, column 8. It says your age in years and months. Then you have your height in meters. Again, gentlemen, it is height in meters. It's not feet and inches. If you know your height in feet and inches, ask Google Baba. It will convert and you can put your height in meters. It's like 1.72 meters that way. Your weight in kilograms. So don't write it in pounds here. Present occupation and monthly income, if any. If you are a student, you can say student comma nil, and if you are working somewhere, then you can put down whatever you are doing comma and put your salary per month. Suppose you are taking tuitions and then you are earning say 10,000 rupees per month, you can write tuitions comma 10,000 rupees. Column 10 is of course if you've done NCC, whether yes or no. If yes, then you can fill up the details here. Now in this certificate obtained, now some of you are writing certificate obtained as A comma B comma C. Now that's quite funny. If you obtained NCCC certificate, obviously it means you would have done A and B certificate. This is like if you tell me, sir, I am a graduate, and I ask you, oh, then you must have passed your 10th class also. How would it sound? It will sound stupid. Obviously, if you are a graduate, you would have passed your 10th class, no? So, same way, if you got a C certificate, then only write C certificate. That obviously means you've done your A and B certificate. Then is column 11th. Now, this is an important column, gentlemen, because remember you are joining defense forces. And what is the requirement for defense forces? An average, above average person who's got all-round developed personality. When I say all-round developed personality, that means he's done his academics well, and he's also participated in extracurricular, co-curricular activities and games and sports. Right. So this is the place where you have to showcase your games and sports. If you played any games and sports, write down here. Then you will write period of participation. Now this is where you're making mistake. Suppose you've done debate, then you don't say period of participation as 30 minutes. Now suppose that debate is a biannual or say it is a 6 monthly affair in your school, then you will write 6 months. Or if it's an annual affair, that debate thing, then you will say 1 year. Participation 1 year. Obviously, because say this guy Usain Bolt, who's a 100-meter runner, in Olympics, he will finish 100 meters in how many seconds? Under 8 or 9 seconds, whatever his time is. So, should he write participation as 8 seconds? No, he's participated in Olympics. For doing that, he must have practiced those 4 years so that he can achieve this feat. So, it is the frequency based on which you will write this participation. Then you represented your school, college, university, or others, and any outstanding achievement. If there is no outstanding achievement, you say nil here, but do write the name of the games. Even, and let me give you a tip on the outside, though SSB says that you should fill up only those games where you hold the certificate. If you've played a game maybe in your society with your friends, you haven't got any certificate, you've not participated in any tournaments or so, still fill up that game. Do write the period of participation. Here you can possibly write others, or and then achievement you can say nil. Right? Do fill up at least 2 to 3 games. If you've done swimming, do fill it up. Okay, that will help you, because if there is a person who's not played any games, he's done only academics, why is he coming to the defense in the first place? So if you are joining there, please do make a mention. Then we comes at hobbies and interest. Now hobbies are a little more serious. Interest is just you started taking interest in a particular thing, so you can write your hobbies and interest here, whether they are constructive, not constructive, and how to go about doing it. That I will cover once we go in the interview part. Then you have participation in extracurricular activities. If you participated in any extracurricular activities, that is your debates, declamations, your dance, drama, musical instrument playing, or whatever, you write down here duration of participation and any outstanding achievement you can fill up. You can fill up your projects, or you've been in part of some clubs in your colleges and all that also you can fill up here. Then we move on to the uh, position of responsibilities held in NCC, scouting, sports team. You've been a captain somewhere, or extracurricular group. You've been in NSS, and or you've been a scout in Scouts and Guides. Do fill it up here. Do fill it up in the activities also, and whatever appointment you have held, you can fill it up here. Column 12th is nature of commission. Now this is whether you are going for short service commission or a permanent commission. Then choice of service. This is basically Army, Navy, or Air Force. And then you have how many chances you've availed in the all the three services. So if you are going for, say, you are a fresher, then you will say nil here because you've not appeared for any chance so far. But if you are going for second, third, or fourth time, then you will write so many chances you've already availed. And if you've already appeared earlier, that is if you are a repeater, then the details of previous chances you'll have to write here. Right Here also I will give you a small, outside tip. Though it is whether you've appeared or you've not appeared, but if you say you were just screened out in the first attempt, so I would say you write your chest number in bracket. Though it's not supposed to be written, you write down that you were screened out. Advantage that you will get is when you go for your interview, then interviewing officer will know that you were screened out, so you were not interviewed last time. So there is a different way of dealing with the candidates who have not undergone a full-fledged interview earlier. But if you simply write that you appeared once and uh, you were not recommended, then you will be considered as a repeater, and interviewing officer may not treat you in the same manner. Okay, so this is how you need to fill it up. And a couple of points, like while you are filling up this PIQ form, it is an important document based on which the interviewing officer has to uh, base his entire interview from here. Your interview will definitely start from the PIQ form. It may finish anywhere. So whatever you have filled up in the PIQ form, that will be the basis of the interview of the interviewing officer, right? So in that effect, whatever you fill up, you are responsible for that. So what I would recommend is, firstly, you fill up this form in a neat legible handwriting. This is your first impression, that if you are a meticulous person, you read your instructions before you write, then it will leave a good impression. For example, the second column says name in capitals, and you write your name in running letters. Obviously that means you're not attentive in reading instructions, so don't do that. And whatever word, whatever activity you have filled up in the PIQ form, do Google search on every word. Say you put football there, so do Google search on football as to what are the dimensions of football court, what are the fouls, how many points is a game, how many players play in a team, why is Indian football team not doing well, who's your favorite player, which club does he plays for, which country does he belong to. So write up, 1 to 2 page write up on football. Same way, whatever you have filled up in PIQ form, find out that backup one page and keep that available with you. Interview sounds very simple, but it's not as simple as it appears to be. You have to have that backup knowledge, and then only your interview will go well. So that's it. In subsequent videos, we will cover how to go about interview proper. Jai Hind. Thank you.